Good evening. My name is Professor 219. I teach an online class on how to survive as a conservative in today's messed up America. You don't need to know my real name. Today something rather humiliating happened. I'm actually hesitating to talk to you about it, but it illustrates a couple of valid points. Over the past few months, I've become involved with a young lady. She's a redhead. She's beautiful. She's like Ginger on Gilligan's Island. And I'm the professor. Match made in heaven, right? She has a son from a previous marriage, and so do I, and they're roughly the same age. And both of them are living in homes that have no playmates. And the two kids have met each other over the past few months, and they got along great. My girl's son has a PlayStation, and my son was eager to learn how to play, and they got along super. Match made in heaven, right? We had advanced to the affectionate stage in our relationship, and it had actually crossed my mind to ask her to marry me. But I didn't want to rush it. I want to do this slow and do it right. Right? Okay. Today we were out on the patio and back and drinking some adult beverages, as the late great Rush Limbaugh would like to say, and one of my friends dropped by that I've known for several years. She's an African American young lady. She's also quite attractive. And we were sitting there on the back patio talking, and I noticed my girl was being a little quiet, and I thought I chalked that up to her being a good listener, because my African American friend had quite a bit to say about her experiences. So, I went upstairs to the kitchen to get some ice, and by the time I got back downstairs, the redhead had called the African American young lady the N word 3 times, followed by the B word once. And I was informed of this, and then she actually used the N word again to my face. And it's possible that she was jealous of the attention that I was giving to my guest and being polite to her and being nice to her. I was not flirting. There's a line. There's a difference. I was being nice to her. I was being a good host. And my reaction was very abrupt. I said, "You're drunk. Get upstairs." And she said, "No." And I said, "Okay, go upstairs and get your phone charger and get the hell off my property." In all of this, I didn't even think to apologize to the young black lady, and I'm very sorry for that. I have zero tolerance for racism. As a political party, the Republicans really need to put as much distance as possible between ourselves and racism. This is the club that the Democrats have been using to hit us over the head for many years. She called me later this evening, almost midnight. She was crying. I'm not going to repeat what she said or what I said. That's personal. But I was polite and frosty. It's over. I've received some constructive criticism from a few of my viewers. And I love constructive criticism. It helps me make these videos better. One of them was that I paused too much and I talked too slowly. Well, I'm not from New York. I'm from central Illinois, the home of Ronald Reagan and Abraham Lincoln. Please think of me as kind of halfway in between those two in my political philosophy. So I tend to speak in plain words and not very fast, and I think about what I'm going to say. And all these videos are made in one take with no editing and usually no script. It's all extemporaneous. So please bear with me. And the second thing that was said to me is, you'd come across a lot better if you were better groomed. Get your hair cut and your beard trimmed. Well, yeah, you're right. I haven't seen my sister in months, in large part due to COVID, and she's the one who cuts my hair and trims my beard. I think I'm going to go see her next weekend. How's that? You know, there's a lot going on. And let's get away from my personal issues and get back to the issues that affect us all. What happened on my patio this afternoon illustrates how everything becomes racialized. Both sides do it, but the Democrats do it far more than we do. That is their bread and butter. That is their steak and potatoes. And what was the lesson of Dr. Martin Luther King? Judge people not by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character. Okay, I've known this black girl for years. She's been in my house several times. What was I supposed to do? Again, I despair for the future of humanity if this is the way the dominant culture in the world is going to address questions of race. I learned long ago in my childhood, up close and personal, that all ethnic groups have something valuable to offer the world. All of them, even the Palestinians. And we should accept those gifts graciously. It troubles me a great deal. And I really did not see that coming. We had never talked about racial issues. It just never came up. I was too interested in her, and she was actually interested in me. And it was going great. Crash and burn. Story of my life. By the way, about my hair, well, I'm a cancer survivor. So, most people have good hair days and a few bad hair days. I have bad hair days and a few worse hair days. This is actually a good hair day for me. Live it up. The Democrats in Congress are talking about expanding the Supreme Court by 4 seats so that Biden can immediately appoint 4 justices to the Supreme Court who are all going to be flaming left-wing partisans from California, I think. Let's see if that happens. I don't think so. It's got to get past the Senate, and they got to have 60 votes to overcome a filibuster. This is a nakedly partisan power grab. And they have to change the law to do it. The Supreme Court has had 9 justices since 1868. I don't see that changing anytime soon. Anyway, the Democrats in Congress are saying that since the Supreme Court has taken up what promises to be a landmark case on abortion, or just starting this case, it's going to take a year and a half to get a decision. This provides more momentum for the movement to expand the Supreme Court. again, I don't think so. The Biden administration is fighting a judicial order from an Obama appointed federal judge in D.C. to release a memo from the Justice Department to our Attorney General, William Barr, at the time, advising him on the issues of obstruction of justice by the Trump administration during the Mueller investigation. And they've been and the Biden administration was previously encouraged by several Democratic senators to not oppose making this memo public. I kind of love this. There's kind of a little civil war developing in the Democratic Party. We have our own to deal with, the pro-Trump faction versus the anti-Trump faction, led by Lynn Cheney and Mitt Romney. So it's refreshing and gratifying to see that Democrats have problems of their own. And the problems run much deeper than that. You know, here's another thing. The Republicans need to find a job for Donald Trump. It's been suggested that he should run for Congress from his residence in Palm Springs at Mar-a-Lago and represent a Florida congressional district. And if the Republicans win a majority in the House, as they are likely to do in 2022, it would almost be a for certain thing that if Trump also won his election, he would become Speaker of the House. I don't like that idea. And another thing I don't like is the idea of Trump running for president again. He's already done a lot of damage to our party and our brand. Now, granted, his policy decisions were ranging from acceptable to average to really first rate when it came to managing the economy. But he's so freaking rude. He's so freaking rude. And he accommodates racists. Okay? I don't think he's a racist, but I think he accommodates racists, and that's just unacceptable for our party. The racists belong in the Democratic Party. That's where they came from. Now, it saddens me to watch all this happen. Except for the feud in the Democratic Party, that gives me a lot of jollies. Do you blame me? One other thing. It just appalls me that the media have followed the Biden administration like a lapdog in refusing to talk about the crisis at the border. Nothing's changed, just like I said previously. Nothing's changed. There's still children in cages. There's still families being separated. There's still thousands of people in detention centers intended for a few hundred. It's unacceptable. And the Democrats have been signaling to people south of the border, it's come on up and join us whenever there's a Democratic president. It's cool. We'll take care of you. That's all I have for tonight. Please give me a thumbs up on YouTube and subscribe to the channel. Share this with your conservative friends. Have a good evening.